Yo, mic check. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we finally got some levels there. Excuse the delay. But, however, welcome, welcome, welcome to Musing Copa, episode 10 of the Pour Over series here at MTI. I go by HT or Mr. Olives or Jesus, depending how well you know me or how close you can get to me. And today, we got a little Sunday, Happy Mother's Day episode. Um, because we were supposed to do this on Friday, but it's all good. Here we are. So I hope everybody's having a good weekend, celebrating their mothers, right? Love you, mom. And yeah, like and subscribe. Tell somebody that we're out here making coffee content. And if you are new to this or you find this in some weird algorithm mess, we're trying to master the pour over here. And I really enjoy coffee. Extremely exhaustingly too much. You know what I'm saying? So welcome, like and share, let somebody know. And today on this Sunday, on this nice Mother's Day, we got something from Corvus. Top three as far as my favorite roasteries, favorite coffee shop, Corvus. Corvus is definitely one of my top three coffee shop slash roasters. The second one is Sweet Bloom and Lost Coffee. Those are my top three. I haven't been able to put that list together yet. I do like the Colombian process with the honey. You guys seen it on here. We did an episode. Go check it out. That's probably my favorite bean out of Lost Coffee. And then my favorite bean out of Sweet Bloom is still this one. They told me it was a limited edition, but you can also go check out this episode. That was the last episode that we did on the pour overs, on making a pour over. But yeah, top three roasteries: Corvus, Sweet Bloom, and Lost Coffee. All local, by the way, like I always say. I'm spoiled here, and we get a lot of good, branding good coffee. I've done a Corvus before, but they have so much. You can't help it. When I feel comfortable enough, where I feel the pour over's coming out good and stuff, I'm gonna do one other geisha. And if you don't know what a geisha is in coffee, as far as I know, it's basically a really extremely high-end coffee, very expensive, like 75, 85 for literal box. It looks like a box of tea. But I have had one geisha, a raspberry one. It was worth it to me. It was worth it to me. But nonetheless, however, today we have a Colombian bean from Corvus. Like I said, the beans are not local, the roaster's local, okay? Corvus roasted this bean from San Pedro, Colombia. San Pedro, Colombia. Another Colombian one. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I already had this one time. I literally had the Corvus. So the reason why I'm trying it, I'm gonna see that's how I'm gonna rate my pour over. Because I had my professional barista there at Corvus, and it tasted exactly what the fruit notes said they were tasting, and it was really good. So I'm gonna try to do it today on the show to see how close I could get to that one cup that I had. Amazing cup, by the way. Go s- go to your local coffee shop. You know what I mean? But yeah, today we got a San Pedro Colombian bean. This one is interesting. The flavor notes that we're getting is a a structured and lively and aromatic wash Colombian with sweet brown sugar, candied grapefruit, and delicate flowers. That's how they explain it. But obviously, I did some research, and as far as their washing process and how they process the thing, they basically fermentate the bean. So they fermentate the berry first for 24 hours, and then after that, they depulp the berry from the bean, and then they fermentate the bean alone for another 24 hours. Then they wash it, and this is all done in the elevation of San Pedro, Colombia. And I was looking at some image here. It looks beautiful. And I also looked up, it looks like it's run by Sitio Lugo in San Alberto. So shout out to them. Shout out to Colombia one time. And Lands of a Thousand Rhythms. That's what they call San Pedro. Let's get on the smell. Obviously, I already smelled it more than once. Come on, take an inhale with me. Ooh, that if you have sinus problems like myself, that'll clear your that'll clear your sinuses right the fuck up, yo. But so the fruit notes that we're looking for is orange juice and lemongrass. I repeat, the fruit notes that we're looking for is lemongrass and, and orange juice. I know, right? But trust me, when I had it by a professional and I had the pour over, it really did taste like that. It really did. So like and share, subscribe, and go let somebody know that HT is a coffee nerd. We're really out here. And this is would be my second cup of coffee. So obviously, I purchased the bean today and went to one of the Corvus around the city. I had this other pour over that was lemonade and fruit punch, but this one, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like it. I don't remember the name, so but I didn't like it. It was almost too much bourbon. It was what I would assume a really nice high class whiskey or bourbon would taste like. You know, what I mean, we tequila people over here, so it was just too strong for me. I definitely finished it, but didn't like it. Didn't enjoy that pour as usually. I like I'm as I said before in the prior episode, I'm more of a fruit person when it comes to coffee, right? I want fruit punch in my coffee, right? Oranges. I don't mind the chocolate or I don't mind like the pastry little notes because this one's supposed to, as I said, supposed to have some brown sugar. So, and most of Latin American grown coffee beans, they have some sort of chocolate, right? But they also have a lot of orange. And the elevation of the mountain of where this coffee bean was farmed it's over 1,700 meters above. So it's very high elevation. That's why the orange juice and the lemongrass is possible. But mostly important, the fermentation process of this bean is very specific to that region. Because as I was reading up on this, it looks like they got the washing process by the indigenous people that used to originally and hopefully still do roam around those places. And the population is small. It's like 2003 small place. It's basically in the corner of Colombia. It's bordering Ecuador, if I read right. Yeah, it's bordering Ecuador. But shout out to Corvus, local roastery, local coffee shop, and bakery to go check them out. Always providing good, solid products so we can just have some good coffee in our cups over here in these side of the mountains. So, all right, let's go ahead and get that ready. So we're gonna go ahead today. I want to do about 4 cups, so I'm gonna do like 48 grams of coffee today. You already know, I already got the scale out. Make sure everything is good. So we're going for 48, and as you guys know, V60 on the use long with the bamboo filter. So 48 grams. Let's go ahead and start weighing that. Keep the water going. Four. Oh, 48 grams. Literally just need one more. Couple more. 48 exactly, ladies and gentlemen. So orange juice and lemongrass, that's the fruit notes that we're looking for in this being from Colombia, San Pedro. So go support your local coffee shops and roasteries. Let me go ahead and move this over here. So before I go any further, as you guys know, last coffee episode, only got ourselves a spray bottle. Spray that before we throw it in the grinder one time. Oh, there's 3 levels of smell that I've progressively observed throughout doing this stream, this show, I'm using Cuppa pour over series is first, the back smell. Now we love it. Second, it's the smell after the grind. And then third would be when we start the pour over. So we can go ahead and put them in there. Move our scale to the side, keep the coffee here. So before we go ahead and grind that, we'll go ahead and get the V60 warmed up. Shout out to the Japanese, always making good handcraft stuff. As many of you learned this past month, we're consumers, not producers in America, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to us, you know what I mean? But yeah, so little bamboos, the ones I've been using since I started this show, but they're still working good. So we gotta make sure we get it on the glass nice, because like I always say in this show, every small step of the pour over is crucial. We just want to make sure we get it nice around the glass. Go ahead and nice, let that wet. Bring this one over here. So it'd be ready for the grind. And that's the V60. Move this to the side real quick. Do it later. So now we'll go ahead and grind the San Pedro, Colombia beans. Let's go. Yo, 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 yo. Ooh, chocolate off the rip right there, ladies and gentlemen. Chocolate, straight brown sugar. Ooh. All right, so all right. So as this grinder still unplug it real quick. Still have a nice mess. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the smell's already. All right. So let me see what fruit notes we are getting off the grind. That lemongrass is in there. That was just. Ooh, I'm telling you, the fresh grind smell. So we can go ahead and put it in there. Waste any of it because some really good beans. Go here to the side one time. And yes, like I keep repeating, new scale, new grinder, all coming. Don't worry. We upgrade as we go. But like I said, if you don't know what I'm doing here, this is your first time. This is this is me trying to master a pour over because that's my favorite way of consuming a pour over. You know, a lot of people don't like it because it's so time consuming and you just have to be so damn patient with this process. So most people look at you crazy when you tell them this is how you want to drink a coffee. So we want to make sure we get nice all around. The water's ready. We're gonna do the first so it can bloom and then like slow ones at a time. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe. Another thing that I don't want to miss, we just gotta shake it a little bit, make sure it gets all removed. Ooh, look, that bloom, ladies and gentlemen. That bloom is starting to happen. The bloom is starting to happen. Shake it, everything gets in there. So yeah, so just waiting for the bloom. So the bloom, 45 seconds. I'm still not fully legit there where I'm timing things yet. So bear with me. One thing I do know, we do not want to let it dry. So we start the slow pours. Very slow, very slow, very slow, very slow, 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 slow. Yeah, so don't believe it no more. Coffee only looks black, but really could be a fruit punch if you do it right. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because the amount of coffee that's in there. So yeah, you have to let it fully bloom so you can let it degas. That's why at the first pour they call it the bloom because you literally start seeing bubbles as it starts degassing. And the second pour, like I told you, I'm not timing stuff yet, and as you can see, I'm not weighing this as you probably should properly with the pour over, but we'll get there. No worries. And like I said, is the pour over is a lot of time and patience and just taking your time, not rushing the process. This is how you we'll hopefully get that orange juice, lemongrass fruit notes that we're in search of today. You know what I mean? Ah, get your mom some good coffee, man. Tell her not to make instant coffee anymore, man. Get your mom on that good coffee. Shout out to all the mothers out there, todas las mamás, since we are brewing a Colombian bean, and I am Mexican, right? So it works. All right, then we'll go ahead for another one. Slow, slow, slow. Roll it around, swirl it around. So technically that's the third pour over. We'll do a final one. So in between 2 minute, 2 minute, that's how long that pour should go. See, and this is when I start getting worried. Since I'm not weighing it, I'm not timing it, and I start seeing things on top of here happening. I just hope it tastes like something decent, you know what I mean? But it will. As as far how far I am from actually mastering a true pour over, and shout out to all my professional baristas out there, killing it every day, making exceptional pour overs. My pour overs, I've been rating them on the fact if how close I can get to the fruit note described on the bag. That's how I've been rating my pour overs. But I'm still very humbly so far away from actually getting a perfect pour over. Yep. Water. Ooh. So make sure y'all like and subscribe as this pour over is in the process of getting done. Mic check. There we go. Excuse that, ladies and gentlemen, but we are back. So we're just go ahead and waiting. Go ahead and just waiting. Then we'll do probably a nice little last over it, and then we'll get into my favorite part of it, getting over caffeinated. Over caffeinated. That's what we do on here. And 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 since it cut off on me, why I explained caffeine is probably a perfect substance for my brain. That's why it's not for everybody. It's because it helps me make up a lack of dopamine that my brain doesn't naturally make as it should for everybody. So that should be the last one. So orange juice, lemongrass. That's what we're looking for today, folks. Mm, I do smell orange juice. I definitely do smell orange juice. Go ahead and move this back over here so we don't make a mess. Maybe a little mineral water. But when you have I think people that have the misconception about coffee and how we've been introduced it and instant coffee and all that, you know, work stuff. Gonna move that over here and want to clear up any like misconception of how how deep and how serious a bean could be. And there's specialty ones like these, but even the simplest one in itself, and like the last episode that I did, certain beans are not made for pour overs, right? Certain beans, due to being a darker roast, like the one I did last episode, are not made for pour overs, right? But when the bean that's made for pour over, that'll change your mind about coffee and what you're tasting and the possibilities of really good coffee is. And I repeat, so the wash on this was different because usually they wash it with the cherry or unpulp it and just wash the bean. But this one, they fermented the cherry and the bean for 24 hours, then unpulped it and fermented the beans for another 24 hours. Then they washed it. And that's something exclusively for San Pedro, Colombia, in the elevation over 1,700 meters over there. And by the looks of things, it's an indigenous way of farming coffee and processing it for them. That's why it's so special, and that's why we get these very fluorescent, acidic flavor notes. You know what I mean? So let's look. My favorite thing always to look is at the color. Is at the color. So we're gonna go ahead and do a pour. We can start cooling our drying cup. Let me get started, then, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. Oh, oh, that's almost like a tea. That's not even coffee at that point. See if I can show you some of that color in here. See, I doubt it gets it because of the light, but I can see it's a little reddish. Like I said, like this almost looks like a red wine. Once I put it up in the light, I know it's kind of hard to see on camera. It's not really showing, but definitely getting that orange juice, lemongrass in there. So let's go ahead and see how my pour over turned out. Shout out to San Pedro, Colombia, and Corvus. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, see, this is how I know my pour overs are not too shabby yet, because I do get the flavor notes. So let me see. There's that brown sugar on top of like the smell on top is all brown sugar. That's all brown sugar right there, ladies and gentlemen. The lemongrass entrance with a waterfall orange juice. That's the flavor I'm getting. This is magical, ladies and gentlemen. Like, and this is why I like pour overs because, goddamn, son, this is almost a really good bottle of wine. It has that level of flavor. Brown sugar, orange juice, lemongrass. Now, as far as the one that when I first tried this bean with the professional barista making the pour over, I think I probably needed a little more water, to be honest, but I don't mind it because I'm I'm learning about myself as I try all these different beans and we do this Mussing Cuppa pour over show. I like the fruit punch in my coffee. I like fruit punch, lemonade, orange, lemongrass, the berries. What's the other grapefruit? So I don't mind. It's a little stronger on top, but it's there. All right, let me just pour one more for y'all. Because it's there, ladies and gentlemen. It's there. So look, what I need y'all to do, if y'all interested in coffee like myself, go check out Corvus, one of my top three favorite coffee shops and favorite roasteries. And they got so much selection. You don't even know what to pick sometimes. But today we did a San Pedro from Colombia. The washing process is very specific to this region of Colombia. It borders Ecuador. And that's what makes this special. And that's why we got lemongrass and orange juice in our cup today of coffee. So, ladies and gentlemen, I go by HT or Mr. Olives or Jesus, depending how well or how close you can get to me. I'm serious about my coffee. I'm not playing. I'm really not playing. Espressos is coming next. Like and subscribe. Go tell somebody that we're out here making coffee content.